What's up guys, it's Scion and I'm back, and what you're looking at right now is the Should I Play series, where I basically talk about a game. Should you play it? I give you the points, I give you the facts, and let you decide from there what you want, and I give you a little bit of a rating at the end too. So we're gonna get right into this. And number one on the list is the pricing plan. Now you can go in with the Traveler's Pack for Black Desert. The Traveler's Pack is basically $29.99. That's USD. You get Black Desert itself, you get one guest pass, you get 3 decoration coupons, blah blah blah, dye boxes, and appearance change coupon and stuff like that. It's useful for the most part. But you also have the Explorer Pack, which is basically $49.99, where you get 2 guest passes, and just encourages you to kind of buy it more. So I'm kind of neither here nor there when it comes to that, and I'm going to talk about that at the end. So we're going to carry on to the next part, which is the cash shop. Now the cash shop in Black Desert is a little bit of a pitfall, and the problem is that a lot of people don't truly understand what the hell pay to win is. Now let me explain this really quick. Pay to win is not pay to be lazy. Black Desert is full of pay to be lazy. And what I mean by that, they have a lot of packs, and even the outfits themselves that you can buy in the stores, which range between $20 and $30, is all about paying to be lazy. Yes, the outfits do have stats on them, but by the time you get to max level, those stats don't mean anything. Because if you're doing 10,000 damage, when you add those stats on, it adds an extra 200 to 300 damage onto the to your damage. So what? At that point, when you were doing 10,000 damage and somebody else is doing 10,000 damage, that 300 points that the stats add on to you is not going to do anything. It doesn't mean a damn thing at that point. Your outfit is just shiny, you're just cute, and you just got suckered at that point. So that's why I'm like, whatever when it comes to the outfits. That doesn't bother me. But what doesn't particularly bother me is the fact that certain packages and certain items in the game make things too easy for characters. So if somebody has a good deal of time, they can actually get very lucrative and just own the game. Basically, it doesn't matter. Like they're just going to be so strong so fast that people won't be able to catch up to them right away. They will be able to catch up, but not right away. And that's where the pay to win comes in. It becomes a little bit of a problem. They need to rein that back a little bit and make it not so easy and lucrative to do that. I know they have to make money, but they have to figure out how to get that out of there. So the next thing up I want to get on is the auction house is selling. The auction house actually works pretty well in Black Desert, actually extremely well, maybe over well, because you can just straight up sell stuff and have no problem. You do have a limit on how much you can put into an auction house, and that annoys me from time to time. And it also annoys me that, which is a little bit realistic, that coin has weight to it. That's the silver in the game and stuff that your characters carry that can weigh you down and stuff like that. But there's ways around that, so it's kind of whatever. The graphics in this game is second to none. You won't find anything prettier and more sexy than the graphics in this game. It's just not gonna get any better than that. There's nothing else I can say about it. I can't, big it up any more than what it is. You are going to suffer pop-up though. Pop-up is a problem in this game, and I don't think it's ever not going to be a problem. So it's definitely something you should think about. The combat is pretty crazy. The combat between classes is pretty sick. Everybody's mobile. Everybody does classes and spells, and just clashing overall is just really fun, and the PvP is really fun like that. So this is definitely a game that looks and plays and has combat that is extremely satisfying. So if you're looking into a game like that, you should definitely try it out. It's not almost as static as Blade and Soul is, but it's around the same thing, but just has a little nuances that make it different. Now the storyline, plot, and the quest in the game, this is I all put it together because they all kind of intertwine. The storyline is kind of, I give it average. There's no shocking moment. There's no point where you're like, wow, I didn't see this coming. There's no Guild Wars 2 moments. There's no Final Fantasy 14 moments, and there's no Secret World moments. And that kind of hurts the game, because it just makes you go back towards, okay, I'm going to look at the combat now, because the storyline is pretty much boring me to death. And it's kind of what happens. The quests are within the same line, because there's nothing truly shocking. It needs better story writing. I guess that's the best I can say it. So the next I have up is classes. Now classes, there's 12 of them in the game. They go from range to melee. Some are a little bit mixed hybrids, but a lot of it is fun. So we're gonna go off with Berserker, Kunoichi, Mawa, Musa, Ninja, Ranger, Sorcerer, Tamer, Valkyrie, Warrior, Witch, and Wizard. Now it's a little bit off-putting because I kind of think of this a little bit as cheating because the different classes are different according to gender. Now they're not necessarily, that much different. Like Berserker doesn't have a female gender, so you don't really have to worry about that. Sorcerer doesn't have a male version of Sorcerer, and technically Tamer, I don't think Tamer is the opposite of anything else anyway. But everything else like Warrior and Valkyrie, Witch and Wizard, actually Ranger doesn't have one either. But Kunoichi and Ninja are opposites, Mawa and Musa are opposites, and it depends. So which is better? None of them, to be honest with you. There's stuff that's easier according to patches. There's stuff that's more fun. A lot of people use Warrior now. A lot of people are using the Musa now. A lot of people use Berserker, and a whole lot of people, like, as far as like, I guess you could say like the hip thing to do right now is be a tamer. Okay, like so many people are tamers and ridiculous, but almost everybody who has a character has a witch or wizard because they are the easiest character in the game to level up. Their range and their spells and their mobility make them probably like the easiest, and then they have spells that can regen themselves while they're fighting. They're the easiest, the most sustained character in the game, and I have one. I'm not ashamed of it. I got me a nice witch character. She's a pretty good level up there, and it's a lot of fun to use her, so I can't say I'm mad at them. I can't say I've been hating on them. So next up, alts. This game is made for alts. Your energy is shared between characters, and the more and more that you go through a level of different characters, the higher your energy and other things are, and the better it is off of you for actually with trade skills. You can get all your trade skills together. You can have a different class do a different thing. You can camp things at different fishing spots or different nodes and things like that, and set up different nodes in the game, which I'll talk about a little bit later. Alts, this might be the dream game for alts, for people who want to use all 12 characters. I've seen somebody do it. They're kind of crazy, but no, whatever. Dungeons. There's really technically no dungeons in this game because everything is open world. You won't even see that many loading screens. I've only seen one loading screen for one thing in particular, and that's about it. But as far as dungeons, they're all open world. You can find them there. It's not exactly, I guess you want to say, a big sign saying go in here and you can either 10 man or join this random group or group for raid or something like that. It's nothing like that, so you don't really have to worry about dungeons and stuff like that. But with that said, that makes the game feel a little bit more fleshed out and real world-ish and stuff. So it's what it is. It kind of is up to you if you want to understand that or not understand that, or just not like it or not like it, or you just want a dungeon and you just want it to be like World of Warcraft. Like, I kind of don't want that anyway. So yeah. Next, trade skills. Now trade skills in this game, they're more like life skills. There's about 6 of them. You got like taming, you have housing, you have just normal, just going around. Like, you can have a trade skill basically for auctioning stuff. Like, that's a trade skill. Like bartering stuff, and talking to people is like a trade skill. The act of actually having nodes in the game where you can go to an area and then you know the area and then you connect the area with something else, that's called nodes. And when you fight in the area, you get increased EXP and drops and stuff like that. All of that's good. That's all very good parts of the game and things that you should definitely pay attention to because it's very lucrative. There's even a system in the game with banking where if you bank properly and invest properly, you can pretty much become rich, but you have to do it properly. It's kind of just like real investment banking. It's like a real process. And I'm actually going to have links in the description, like I always do with these videos, to actually give you places other than myself to learn about the game, but it's just to make it more truncated and fast for you. So next up, PvP. Probably one of the places where this game shines, and a lot of people kind of complain a little bit because, hey, this guy, he has like 15 power and stuff like this. This is where you start to go back to where I was talking about the cash shop, where that becomes a problem. It becomes a problem because people are going to be faster and stronger than the other people to a certain point. it's gonna take you like, okay, it'll take a one person maybe with a good deal of deep pockets to get particularly fast in probably like a week. Then it'll take the rest of us probably like 3 or 4 weeks because we don't have that. Not that we can't catch up to them, but they're gonna have that advantage for a little while, which they in turn might just get bored and stop playing, or still just be sitting there, and then eventually we'll be strong enough to handle them. That's why I kind of don't care that much about it, but people are going to care about that, and they're going to say it's pay to win, and they're going to complain, they're going to be on Reddit, they're going to be on the forums bitching, and it's just like that. Endgame, to wrap this up, Endgame with Black Desert is kind of a mixed bag, because Black Desert technically doesn't really have a typical endgame. The endgame is kind of like PvP and slash PvE. Now it's starting to get a little bit more PvE, where you have open world bosses and a little bit more raiding, and now you have siege castles, and then we're about to get the whole naval expansion where we're going to be fighting with boats and stuff like that, looking like a true Arcade like game. And yeah, it's just gonna be like, last and certainly not least is character creation. Now, character creation hands down is the best in the world. As far as like male and female and stuff like that, female is definitely on the top end of it, but male is not that far behind, except for the hair. The hair is straight terrible. It's bad. It's super bad. Don't even, like, just be bald and you'll be better off. Inherently, I can't give this game a 3 completely for various reasons. One reason is buy to play, which is not really a fault of theirs, but the problem is that you can't just get in and just try it directly like that without having somebody invite you in, and that may be a problem if nobody has a guest pass. And I feel that game should always give you, like, there should be no such thing as guest passes. Let everybody make an account. Let them have like 2 or 3 days in the game and see if they like it, because you can pretty much get to like level 20 at like freaking 1 to 2 hours. So let everybody do stuff like that, and then say, okay, do you want to play the game? You want to buy it? Let us know. Go from there. There shouldn't be any guest passes. Number 2, they have to rein back how much they allow pay to win to actually creep into the game. Now, technically, I don't really think it's completely 100% pay to win, because it's not like you're buying classes and you're straight out buying gear. But you, however, can buy power and speed enough that it doesn't matter. When you're so strong and so fast and leveling so fast, it's equivalent to actually buying power, which becomes a problem. So they have to rein that back in a little bit and make it not so lucrative, and then they might see a lot more better outlook on the game. So my actual score, because I had to take points off of it being buy to play, I had to take points off for the cash shop being a little bit too out of control with the speed that you're allowed to get things in the game, and I had to make this a 2.5. When the 2.5 basically means is that yes, you should play it, but be aware of what I just said. Just be aware of that. It's going to cost you $30 to get in unless you get a guest pass, and then you may have to deal with that, and that might just be something that you just don't want to deal with at the end of the day. The graphics is excellent. The character customization is excellent. The combat and the action and everything else is excellent. The spells is excellent. Everything about the game is excellent. But when it comes to those particular items and those particular things in the game, you definitely need to think about it if you want to deal with that. So other than that, you guys be legendary. I hope to see you in the next Should I Play, and I will see you soon. Peace. I'd like to thank everybody for 10K subs. You have no idea how much I appreciate that. And if you liked what you saw in this video, please click the top right to click more of my videos, or click the bottom right to subscribe to the channel. Once again, one love, peace, and I will see you next video.